All this while, students who start with ACCA have to appear for 13 papers, 1-3. But what if I told you today there is another option, a new option which ACCA has introduced in the market called the accelerated model. And under this option, you can appear for only the final 4 papers, having claimed 9 exemptions from ACCA. Now, so far, it was only CAs who would be getting these 9 exemptions. But in this video, I'm going to tell you how you, no matter what your background is, you can claim 9 exemptions and appear for just the final 4 papers. So before we start this video, guys, if this is the first time you're visiting this channel, then please do subscribe. And if you've been visiting us, then thank you so much. Please do leave a like and a comment. All right, let me jump into first, what is this accelerated model? So guys, accelerated model is a new approach to ACCA, and think of it as a Bcom plus ACCA. Right? And going forward, when I say Bcom, I mean Bcom or BBA. Both are interchangeable for this video. So let's say you want a Bcom plus ACCA. So far, students after 12, they'll end up taking admission in a college and traditionally appear for the Bcom or the bachelor's degree in their college and parallelly appear for ACCA, all 13 papers. Now this option is still open and majority of our students are still doing this, so please carry on, and this is the goal. The new accelerated model gives us an advantage. It says that with certain universities which are NAC A+ credited, who are tied up with Zell, they say that you make sure that you go for these universities, do the Bcom from here. If you do it from this, and it's all online, if you do this Bcom, any which ways you're appearing for your Bcom, but you simultaneously get the 9 papers of ACCA exempted. And how does this happen? Because the curriculum of the first 9 papers of ACCA has been integrated with the Bcom curriculum of this university. So a student like you, as long as you study Bcom over there, you are as good as somebody who studied Bcom traditionally in their college, plus the first 9 papers of ACCA. And because your 9 papers of ACCA are inbuilt in the Bcom curriculum, you get examined on it. You basically have to appear for your Bcom exams, which cover the 9 papers exempted. So technically, if you give your Bcom exams and clear it with these universities, you are automatically exempted from the first 9 papers of ACCA. So how does this happen? It's because the university, the ACCA body and Zell, the 3 of us collaborated to figure out how the ACCA curriculum can be inculcated into the Bcom curriculum. And that's how a lot of students will end up taking up this offer. They get 9 papers exempted. This helps a lot of students propel because they can then appear for the final 4 papers of ACCA relatively quickly. And I'll just come to that in a minute. So this is what is the accelerated Bcom plus ACCA model. Further, the professional 4 papers exams which you have to appear for in your ACCA, that curriculum is also covered in your Bcom curriculum. So the Bcom curriculum covers the 9 papers of ACCA, first 9 papers. You give the exam as a Bcom exam and you clear these 9 papers. The final 4 papers of ACCA, you study in your Bcom, you give your Bcom exam, but you have to appear for those ACCA papers separately. And that's how you become basically an ACCA qualified member without losing any fundamental knowledge that you would have otherwise gained. So what are the benefits? Benefit number 1, you get a dual qualification. Right? You get your Bcom or your BBA plus your ACCA. Benefit number 2 is the time. Now, let me just talk about the ACCA aspect. Right? Traditionally, when you complete ACCA, it would take you around 2.5 to 3 years to give all 13 papers. Here, you have to only appear for the final 4 papers from the ACCA's perspective. As soon as you enroll for this Bcom, you get access to the final 4 papers of ACCA's curriculum and training. You are eligible to appear for all the final 4 papers even as soon as you enroll for your Bcom, which means you don't actually have to necessarily wait. You can appear for all the final 4 papers of professional exams in 1 quarter, immediately. Now this is ideal. What we would recommend is the entire curriculum is built in a way that you actually take your time, complete the Bcom and the fundamental 9 papers of ACCA with your Bcom, and then towards your 2nd and 3rd year of exams, you appear for 1 ACCA paper on an average per quarter. The way that we recommend, but that is not the only way that students can land up giving the exams. However, whether you talk about ACCA aspect, you can finish it as fast as 1 quarter, or you can complete it along with your Bcom and take the same 3 years that any other candidate would take. So the second advantage is time. And third major advantage is the fee structure. Now, when I talk about the fee structure, whether you give ACCA along with your BCom or you give ACCA plus BCom in this accelerated model, the overall, at the end of the day, the cost for you is going to be similar. The total cost for ACCA today is between 4 to 5 lakh rupees, depending on which paper you start with, and it covers the exam fees, the training fees, the study material, the registration fees, subscription fees. Almost the same fee structure also applies to the accelerated model. Lastly, online versus offline. The entire BCom plus ACCA is supposed to be studied online. Now, that does not mean that you give up on your dream of going to your college. A lot of students have in their entire grade 12, they're thinking about their college life, whether it's a BCom or a BBA, whether you're from Bombay, Delhi, Bangalore, it doesn't matter. Most of us want to go and experience the college life. You can do that. There is no problem. So, a student who's taken up the BCom plus ACCA is primarily taking it up because of the exemptions, and they can simultaneously go for their offline BCom college. This means at the end of 3 years, you get your offline BCom, you get your online BCom and ACCA. In this case, you get a triple qualification. Whether you want to use the extra BCom or not is on you, but the advantage is you have it and you should take it because you also have the ability to claim 9 exams. So guys, this is what is the new accelerated model. We also have this for MCom, which I'll explain in another video. But if there's any interest that you guys have, that you all want this NAC A plus accredited universities BCom or BBA, which in turn gives you the first 9 papers of ACCA papers being exempted without compromising on the curriculum, on your knowledge, or on the status in the market. Both these student who's completed all 13 papers and a student who's done BCom plus ACCA, both have the same value in the market when it comes to actually being qualified as ACCAs. So there is no difference for most students. If y'all are at all interested in finding out more details, reach out to us. We shall help you with all the details. And otherwise, if nothing else, please follow the normal ACCA route. We've again had tens of thousands of students who've qualified without any hindrance, without any problems coming up, and they're being placed across the world irrespective of which route they go to. So the end goal is complete your ACCA, just choose the route which is best for you, and hopefully we'll be there to help you out.